car, he goes all the way in that just.
Well, it has been an absolutely incredible day here at Monza. It's the fastest circuit on the Formula One calendar. And of course, we were spoiled because we had access to this Pagani Huayra Evo Roadster. Everybody around here calls it by its nickname, the REVO. So we're probably just gonna stick with that for the rest of the video. The sunlight is going away very quickly from us here at Monza. I've literally got just puddles of sweat in my boots from the 100-degree temp. So we're just gonna take a really quick look at the car. This is based very closely on the Huayra R, but if you parked the cars side by side, you would notice that actually the bodywork is completely different. The only thing that is shared mainly between the two is the engine, and we'll get to that, but just some details in a little bit closer. The style of these wheels was taken from the Pagani Utopia. You see these aero fins for brake cooling, so those have been sort of adapted for REVO. There are 6-piston Brembo calipers up front, 6-piston in the rear, carbon ceramic brakes. There's absolutely huge stopping power. And I found out here on the track today, I mean, there's the modulation, the way that this thing brakes is absolutely incredible. This is a Pirelli slick that was created bespoke for Pagani with input from Pagani's test drivers and engineers. It doesn't handle 100% like a racing slick. It still has a little bit of road tire give to it. So it's not going to just cut off grip like a true slick. It's a really easy tire to drive compared to like full racing slicks. Also, you'll notice that since this is not a car that was designed specifically for racing, it's a track special for Pagani's very lucky customers. The ride height is actually quite adjustable, and this actually sits up a little bit higher. That gives the car actually a little bit of a roll moment. It makes it friendlier than a pure race car because you do feel a little bit of roll. It lets you know as you're approaching the limits of grip, there's a little bit of a safety measure built in basically through the seat of your pants. So continuing to look around the car, the underbody of the REVO has been completely reworked from Huayra R. So there's actually a huge amount of aero efficiency gains for the car overall. It's 45% more efficient from an aero perspective. What does that actually mean? You know, anytime a new track special comes out, you hear one number, another number. This means that there is essentially more downforce, but there was no drag penalty. So overall aero efficiency is up on this one. This is called the Roadster, you'll notice, because there are holes in the roof. You would think maybe it would decrease aero efficiency. It might create some funky turbulence over the top of the vehicle. It has actually made the REVO more aero efficient, and you get more of the exhaust note from the NAV12 through the roof of the car, so it's really exciting. The rear end of the car was borrowed from the Huayra Lunga, so that means long tail. We had a sit down with Horacio Pagani earlier today, and he gave a tech demonstrator, but basically the back end of this car is a sort of homage or drew inspiration from the long tail 917 Porsches, so you can see that sort of echoed throughout here. And actually, to get at probably the best bit of the car, the engine, we're going to ask some of the techs to take the engine cover off for us. So this engine is the masterpiece that all of this carbon bodywork surrounds. This was built bespoke originally for Huayra R and then modified slightly for REVO. So those modifications include a different camshaft profile and a different shape for the intake runners. They made them slightly longer. It was very much old school tuning, according to a representative from HWA who I spoke to earlier today. He gave me a great technical brief on the engine, and I have to say it's one of the most magnificent pieces of engineering you will find on the road today. There are basically no NAV12s left in production, especially ones that are tuned like this. This produces 900 horsepower at 9,200 RPM. And it's a 60-degree banked V12. And what does that offer? It makes it a little bit more smooth running. It makes it a little bit more smoothly balanced. You'll notice that Ferraris have like a 65-degree bank angle. Something really novel is that there is actually a heat exchanger on the side of the engine where fluid is routed from the gearbox through the heat exchanger to take heat off of the engine. Once your engine oil is up to temp, your gearbox is already up to temp. You don't have to juggle any of those temperatures. You just go out, point and shoot, and it's ready to go. Another really incredible thing about this, for an engine that's 6 liters, makes 900 horsepower and revs to 9,200 RPM, this is actually a very long-running engine as far as service intervals go. So this is designed to run 10,000 miles between major services. Of course, they're doing fluid changes for the engine and the gearbox and the clutch between that, but just to have something that is this powerful, that is this capable and this reliable is really incredible. The gearbox is a sequential unit from Hewland, but Pagani and HWA actually designed the cover, so it's not an off-the-shelf component. Basically, everything on this vehicle is bespoke, including the cover for the gearbox. So they took the gears out and then designed their own solution to make sure that it would fit within this beautifully packaged engine bay. In talking with the HWA tech, he told me that basically HWA has honed in on a really excellent formula, which every cylinder is about half a liter in size, and they have really figured out that there's kind of a magic ratio with the engines if you want performance and reliability, and so this echoes that theory, given that it's 6 liters of displacement and there are 12 cylinders.